At this time, I'd like to call the South Union Township monthly meeting to order. Would you please stand for a silent prayer, then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Go to item number 4, roll call. Mr. Schiffbauer.
Here.
Mr. Scott.
Here.
Mr. Vernon here. Roadmaster's report, I'll handle that one. Roadmaster's report for the month of February. We all compost next door here for 8 days during the month. We went out 4 days for snow removal. We also cleaned the plow trucks when we come back in. We picked up litter throughout the township, and we patched numerous holes throughout the township on our roads. We cleaned the inlets up through the township, and we replaced and straightened some of our street signs and stop signs. Also, we clean off the sheepskin trail daily. Also, we worked on the sinkhole at the Arthur Park at the multi-purpose field. In fact, at this time, we're still working on it. That concludes the February report. Anything else you want to add? Mr. Scott? No. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Nothing.
Okay. Go on to number 6, the sewage department report. Mr. Scott.
During the month of February, the Route 21 pump station, I've been reporting that the third pump was out. It was installed, so we have all 3 pumps up and running. We're still flow monitoring Revere and Playford Road to try to see what the source of the high wet level flows are. We had some flow monitors installed. We're waiting to get, we did receive the data today, but we didn't have time to review it, so I will have that for next month's meeting. The Redstone Brownfield Road Grant Project is still in progress. That's a sewer line we're replacing behind our township building to alleviate the problem of the surcharge that we have over here on Brownfield Road. They're about halfway complete with the project. The weather hasn't been cooperating. It's tough this time of the year, but they are. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
No, they're certainly making better progress once they get out from the backside of the township building. But again, the weather is playing havoc with the construction. But they are moving forward, and they still are on schedule too. So.
Thank you. We have also submitted our corrective action plan and tap-in permit request to DEP. Our Secretary Maxine did speak with DEP today. They received our corrective action plan. They haven't given us final decision on it, but they said that they feel good that it will go through, and we will know by the end of March. I've brought this up in the past about it's not a corrective action plan like put on the township before. This corrective action plan, actually, they're asking us to come up with a plan and submit to them on things that we're doing to improve the sewer system. So we spent the latter part of last year doing evaluations of certain areas of the system. We did come up with a plan, where our hardest hit areas are, and in the next 2 years, that's what we're going to be focusing on repairing. So hopefully that's approved by the end of March, and we can move forward with that report. We're also working on our Chapter 94 report. That's what we have to submit to DEP, letting them know what we did in the previous year as far as repairs, taps, stuff to that nature. So we'll be working on that and submitting that. I think it has to be in by the 6th of March, I believe is the date. We also are still offering the yearly discount program. We give you 1 month of free sewage if you pay a year in advance. That's a $25 savings. I don't know to have to count, but as of yesterday, there was a lot of. It's been busy in the office. A lot of people are taking advantage of it. You pay that fee one time, and you're good for the year. So we encourage people to save the $25 and come in and see us. Also, I'd just like to remind you that we are a second-class township, and we are mandatory for recycling. So keep the recycling. The more we recycle, the less it will cost us in the future. So that's what we're trying to do. We also have a Hard to Recycle event coming up April 25th. It's from 9 to 2. Some fees do apply. If you go on our website, you can see the brochure, and then you can go on to FayetteCounty.org, or you can call Sheila Shea from the county. Her number is 724-430-4884. And that's your big appliances, tires, stuff to that nature. So if you want to call her, you can check. That's going to be at the Uniontown Mall near J.C. Penney's parking lot. And that's April 25th, 9 to 2. One other thing I have, doesn't have anything to do with sewage, but I'd like to congratulate the Laurel Highlands boys basketball team on winning the WPIL championship game last Friday. It was nice to see. I ended up going down, and I think they said there was close to 8,800 people in attendance, and I heard, this is hearsay, but I heard, and I can confirm just by the cheers, that there were probably 5,000 of them were Laurel Highlands fans and Uniontown people. So it was nice to see. On the way home, it was like a parade of people heading. Normally when you get out of Pittsburgh, the traffic all goes one way, but when you got out of Pittsburgh the other night, Route 51 was solid line of traffic, clear past Perryopolis. It was still a solid line of traffic, and nothing coming in the northbound lane. So it was definitely nice to see. Congratulations to Coach Hogger. He's put a lot of years in there, so for him finally to get a WPL championship, it's all good stuff. Also, it's getting kind of shined over, but I want to, I have, my wife works for the school, and these kids in the swim team, they work just as hard, and there's 6 kids that are going to qualifiers, and that's the 13th through the 16th of March. So if you're on Facebook, follow them. I mean, they work hard, just like the boys do with the basketball, and I think there's 6 kids total that qualify, and they're all going to state. So if you keep up on that, I'd like to congratulate them also. That completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Schiffer, anything else you want to add?
Nothing further.
Okay, let's go on to number 7, Code Enforcement Officers Report. I'll handle that. For the month of February, we always announce that we have 1 full-time, 1 part-time officer working Monday through Fridays from 7 to 3:30, and we have part-time officers working in the evenings and on weekends. Our officer worked on today, and our part-time officer traveled 1,350 miles, and our part-time officers traveled 1,173 miles throughout the township, for a total of 2,523 miles throughout the township. Letters sent out for property repairs was 3, junk vehicles was 6. So we had 2 dog complaints, 2 burning complaints. Again, you can only burn from 8 to 5 Monday, on Saturdays only. Must be a controlled blaze, which means someone has to be there around the fire the whole time. We had one place on Cinder Road we had to condemn, 1 building. And we had 10 delinquent garbage accounts, citations issued. And citations total was 16 for the month of February. And we had some tickets given out by our officers. Handicap was 12 and 30 in the fire lane. So that concludes the report for the code officer. Anything else you guys like to add? That's code enforcement. Okay. Let's go on into number 8, motion to approve minutes of the previous meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of last month's meeting.
We have a second on that.
I'll second.
Mr. Scott, second, thank you. Any questions on the motion? Roll call. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Vernon, yes. Motion carries. Motion number 9 is go on to comments on the agenda items. Anybody have any comments on their agenda items? If not, on the agenda item,
Yeah.
on the list here?
Well, something that you brought up in one of the agenda items. Can I-
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bernie Quarrick, and I live over Cross Creek. Rick, you mentioned, I believe, in the roadmaster's report, you did some litter cleanup in something, which I applaud you for us taking care of that in the township. It pains me to travel 43/119, which most of that is in South Union Township, and it's probably not.
Those are state roads. Those roads are state roads.
Yes, I realize that. Is there any way that, well, let me just back up. I've written a letter to the State Highway Department and I got a response, but it was like, well, we'll see if any of the Dr. Road people can take care of that, and nothing ever happened. And then,
I know, Bernie, they did announce on the radio, I heard, that since the snow removal wasn't that bad this year, some of their work drivers are out there picking up litter right now. I don't know what part of the county, but it was on the radio.
Okay.
I don't think South Ian, though, 'cause I saw 43 and 192.
I just think it's a sad commentary for people traveling through to, between Pittsburgh and Morgantown to still this litter on the highways in Fayette County. I wish you could put some pressure on the state highway department to speed it up here. And also maybe get the Fayette County supervisors or commissioners to do the same thing. I mentioned it to Vince Vacides, and he said he would look into it, but I have seen no improvement.
We'll remind him of it.
It just needs some pressure from the top, because I'm not getting any action from the
It's a
comments
shame,
I
it really
made.
is a shame.
Okay,
I agree with you. Thanks, Bernie.
thank you very much.
Anybody else on the agenda items? Let's go on to number 10. Mr. Schaefer, you have something to present to us?
Yes, I
Can you
do.
guys come up here, your son come up here, family, whatever you want to bring up?
My wife's a little bashful,
You guys want to come up with you?
and my son.
You make up for him, right?
Unlike you.
Gentlemen, I would like to thank you for the opportunity.
You want to give us your name, because I know who you are.
Thomas Schaefer and Thomas W. Schaefer III. My son has a short presentation, and it really speaks to how we view children in our township, in our county. And I believe it's a fundamental statement that we believe all children should have a fair opportunity. And as Mr. Davis would substantiate, that we have a duty under the law, the American Disabilities Act, to in fact provide opportunities for all children, including those with disabilities. And my son has a short statement he'd like to read to you, and 3 photographs of what he'd like to present, which is pretty self-explanatory. Troy?
Hi, my name is Trey Schaefer. I am a 10th grade student at Orhan Senior High School and a Boy Scout at St. Mary's. A Boy Scout at St. Mary's Troop 620. I'm here to talk to you about my Eagle project. I would like to build an ADA accessible swing set. It will include one adaptive swing seat for ages 2 to 5, a second swing seat for ages 5 to 12, and a third platform swing for individuals that use a wheelchair. I have photos of each of the 3 swings and I would like to pass them around so you can get a visual idea of my Eagle Scout project.
Here's the 3 photographs he's speaking of. There's 2 swing sets for children of different age groups.
Where does the camera see it, too?
2 swing sets for 2 different age groups. And then the last photograph is, it looks like a box with chains, and which has one side of the box would lower to allow a wheelchair to be loaded onto it. This particular design could be easily implemented into places like Old South, what's it called? You went to school there, you old guy?
The Hartford area.
Yeah, that playground, or at Hutchinson, because it's very flat, wouldn't need much excavation. As John could state, under the American Disabilities Act, you can use wood chips on the floor, but it would be better to use like a 1-inch rubber for the wheelchair accessible access. Attorney, you want to finish your? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The estimated cost for the first one is roughly $416. The second swing's cost is $416, and the wheelchair platform swing is $1,003. It is my intention to solicit donations to help pay for this project from various individuals, businesses, and charitable organizations. Construction of the inclusion swing set would take very little excavation because the playground area is flat at Hutchinson or Orford Park. The placement of the rubber mats for protection and safety in Assembly of the swing set will be done by my grandpa, Doug Brown, troop members, family, and myself. This Eagle Scout project is important to me because I was born with a balance and fine motor disability and know how hard it is to fit in sometimes. This inclusive swing set will be the first of its kind in the Uniontown area and will ensure that kids with disabilities will have the same opportunities of play as other children. This inclusive playground will send a message to our community and surrounding communities that we care and hopefully sets an example for other townships to follow. With your vision and approval, this dream will come true.
So I would just like to recap and state that with the 2 swing sets and the platform system, it would be a little bit less than $2,000 plus labor. Plus you'd have to pay for whatever the mat would cost if you choose a mat over the chips. And as he stated, his grandfather, Doug Brown, he can fix anything. He's willing to help. And I do have some business people in the community that are willing to donate to the project, and I can write a grant if you wish. I'm willing to do anything to help you, but I truly believe that it would put South Union in the forefront. I Googled it. There's only a handful of inclusion playgrounds in the whole state, and we're going to be one of those people. And there's none in Fayette County that I can find on the internet. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll get with you too.
When you're ready, call me, because on his Eagle Scout project, I have an application here, and someone, one of you gentlemen, 3, or Mr. Davis, would have to sign off, say it's okay, and then I have to send this in to the district office in Greensburg, okay?
And thank you guys, gentlemen, very much, both of you.
You're welcome.
Good job, Trey.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We're going on item number 11, ratify the Lindsay Smith agreement. Richard, Solicitor, you want to just mention that?
Yeah, that's an agreement we entered into with Lindsay Smith to complete the installation of the sanitary sewage line through her property. There were some issues as to the location of the line and things of that nature, encroachments, and this just merely was an agreement to resolve those issues, and we thought it'd be best to have it in writing, and it's been signed by everyone. I just would suggest that the board ratify that agreement.
Sure. We need a motion then?
Yes.
We have a motion on to ratify the Lindsay Smith agreement. I'll make a motion to ratify it. And we need a second.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mr. Schiffbauer. Any questions on the motion? Roll call. Mr. Vernon, yes. Mr. Schiffbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 12, comments from the public. Any comments from the public? Okay, then we'll go on to item number 13, the financial statement. Our treasurer, Mr. Schiffbauer.
Okay, the financial statement from the general fund checking, $184,929.01. From the general fund investment account, $66,500.44. State fund, $304,488.37. Hydrant fund, $2,032.20. Athletic fund, $29,637.92. Payroll fund, $27,077.29. Tails on the Trail fund, $12,349.85. And the tails for the trail, that's the intergovernmental board fund, the $12,349.85. And the tails on the trails fund is $9,525.76. And the recycling fund, $83,104.59, for a grand total of $719,645.43. From the sewage fund, $2,574,627.27. The both totaling $3,294,272.70.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Appreciate that.
I only made one mistake, it's not there last.
We'll go on to item number 14, motion to pay all current bills. Our Secretary, Mr. Scott.
I'll make a motion to pay the current bills from the state fund, $32,595.25. The North Union, South Union Intergovernmental Board Fund, $11,204. Tails on the Trail Fund, we have nothing. From the Sewage Fund, $145,892. Recycling Fund, $2,636. The Hydrant Fund, $1,110.01. From the Athletic Fund, $12,815.93. And from the General Fund, $132,365.07. That's my motion to pay the current bills.
Motion by Mr. Scott, do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mr. Schiffbar. Any questions on the motion? Roll call, Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Schiffbar.
Yes.
Mr. Vernon, yes, motion carries. We go on to item number 15, our engineer is here present. Mr. Over.
I mean, other than the report that I gave on the sewer line work, I have nothing else to report this time.
Nothing else coming in, we know of coming in.
Not at this time.
Number 16, the solicitor, Mr. Davis.
Mr. Chairman, I really don't have anything to report. Everything's on my end has been going pretty smoothly. I would like to commend young Mr. Schaefer on his presentation. I thought that was outstanding, and it's nice to see these, such active young men in Boy Scouts. That's a nice thing.
He's a soccer player too over here at South Union.
Yeah. And a soccer player as well.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's impressive. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis. Item number 17, motion to adjourn. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 4:21.
Motion by Mr. Scott. I'll second Mr. Scott's motion. Any question on the motion? Roll call, Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Vernon, yes, and Mr. Schiffbar.
Yes.
This motion carries. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much.
And it's this.